This is another classic pain point, customer onboarding. We all know, what it's like to have to go fill out forms with, of course, entirely self-asserted data, because there's no other option on the web today, in order to be on board as a new customer. And of course, we do this online. We also do it offline. One of the big pain points that Evernym has customers dealing with directly right now is in healthcare. Every time you visit a doctor, you're often asked to fill out forms unless you just did it the day before, and sometimes even then. And of course, all that data if the merchant needs to independently, merchant or whoever the service provider needs to independently verify. Well, with self-sovereign identity, the whole point is you have the information and you have it in a verified form from an issuer. So provided you have it, the credential that's needed, then the data can be transferred. Whatever the merchant or verifier needs to know can be transferred to them, and they can verify that the data came from an issuer that they trust. And I'll point out one more point here. This means verifiers can request proofs based on any verifiable credential that will give them the data that they need. And I explained earlier, governance frameworks can be used to really scale credentials to satisfy the needs of a large population of verifiers. In addition, there's no, just like you have many credentials in your wallet that might help you prove something like your name or your address, your employment, for example. There's nothing preventing the same information from being issued by multiple verifiers, and it actually makes it more valuable that you have multiple proofs of certain information. So, and if you're asked for, if a verifier does what we call a proof request for some credential or information that you don't have, what's being engineered now is a path that verifier is able to suggest a path, or your agent working with your wallet is able to suggest how you can go get that credential, and sometimes complete the whole process in real time and end out with a new credential in your wallet. So I think it's going to be a particularly powerful new option for customer onboarding. Now here it happens that we have the CTO for CU Ledger with us today, and because my favorite example of this is the member pass credential from CU Ledger. I think it's going to be a wonderful example of a credential that could receive very wide support from verifiers, because it's being designed to as a standardized credential of credit union membership, which means someone who's been issued that credential has gone through KYC at a credit union, and it will contain a standard set of attributes that they are defining in their governance framework now. So I think it's now it's not going to be the only credential that could be used widely for onboarding, but I think it's an outstanding example of that. And I invite Daryl, if you want to add any commentary to this particular example. He might not be around his mute button right now.
No, Mr. Ehrlich, we just had mute on. I think you've captured it well. It's the whole goal for Member Pass is to make sure that credit unions allow their members to, one, have a lot better experience when they're dealing with their credit union, because right now it's quite painful. You have to phone in especially. But also in the community, what are those other things that, who cares? The credit union is standing behind me to say, I've been a customer for 10 years. That's a very meaningful signal in business. And we're really curious to see where that part of it goes. But just the credit union friction that we can reduce is huge by itself.
Yeah, it's a, and this is a new branding of the credential they were working on, which I just love, because I think it really sends a strong message about proving you're a member of a credit union. And anyway, I think it's a wonderful example of this particular use case.